One more bit of advice. When you are breaking this one loose, be extra careful. It was snug. This is plastic. You do not want to be going absolutely totally wild with this. Break loose, come over here and bust that. Hey everybody in YouTube, if you saw in the last video, I replaced the thermostat housing on the Mustang. We'll get everything back together, and as you'll see here in this video off my security system, the thermostat was bad and it decided to explode and blow up and blow. As you can see, coolant all over here, all over there, all over the car, everything. Thermostat was defective out of the box. So this is the time. I've never had a bad thermostat, but everybody always tells me you apply a little heat to them, see if they open beforehand. I didn't. Lesson learned, okay? So today we're going to put a thermostat in, and then I'm going to take the defective one back. So this is a simple project. This is a 09 V6 Mustang. First thing I did was I disconnected this. You literally pinch this little tab, pull it back. Then I took this loose to get in there easier. It is literally two Phillips heads. Boom, boom. Pull it loose, set it to the side. Okay. Then I took the upper radiator hose, set channel locks, get the clamp, bend it back over. Now it is 310s. Okay. I am going, this one looks easy, that one looks easy, this one might be a little bit of a pain. I may have to go to a smaller ratchet, maybe an extension, but I'm going to start breaking them loose. Hopefully that will come loose. We'll put a thermostat in, we'll see if we can get this thing to run. So I'm going to tell you this, and you need to pay attention. When you take these bolts out, they're this long. That much bolt and that ratchet will not fit between there. So once you get it finger loose enough you can do it with your finger, you have to take it out with your finger. So it will take you a minute. I did have to switch to a smaller ratchet, still a 10. I think I'm going to switch to a smaller ratchet right there too, but let's keep going. One more bit of advice. When you are breaking this one loose, be extra careful. It was snug. This is plastic. You do not want to be going absolutely totally wild with this. Break loose, come over here and bust that. So very easy. And like I said, once you get it loose, reach in here with your fingers. Also, I have a magnetic tray to put my bolts in. So I'll get this bolt out, we'll get the thermostat out, we'll go from there. I have the 3 bolts out. This literally just picks up, pulls out. I set it right there. Then your thermostat will come out like such. There is an O-ring on it. The new one did not come with an O-ring, so I'm going to transfer this O-ring over to there. And then we will go from there. Okay, so I pulled the O-ring off the old one. There's the new one. I'm going to set this down. Just put it right on there. Put this guy back in there. Boop. Put your O-ring. Make sure your O-ring is flush. Put this part back on, like such. Boop. Okay, 3 bolts back in. Hose back on. Intake back on. Fluid in. We'll be done. Got all 3 of them snug down as tight as I can get my fingers. I did this one a little bit, down a little bit, that a little bit, because as soon as you do it, it starts like pitching. Now this is plastic, so don't go crazy snugging it down. Like I said, do a little at each. Do a little on each side. I bought this tripod for a reason. I don't know what that reason was, but it may be so I don't have to sit there and hold it. I know somebody's going to say, well, what are the torque specs on this? If you think you can get a torque wrench in here to this, be my guest. Okay. Give the back one a few more little snuggy poos. Okay, everything is snug. Okay, now we will put our radiator hose back on. If you have trouble getting the hose off and on, you can use a little bit of WD-40, liquid wrench, PB Blaster, anything to get it back on. Put this hose back in here. This clamp needs to be replaced because it is like deformed. It is bent out. Okay, there we go. Put our air intake hose, air intake here. Boop. Here. Boop. I'm going to go ahead and reconnect this hose before I forget. It just slides back on. You'll hear it click. Okay. Take your Phillips head, nut driver, whatever. Should be about a 8 or a 10 millimeter nut driver. Okay. Then we will I'm going to put coolant in here, start this, and let it run. Now, fill this up with coolant. This is my advice. Fill this up with coolant first, because we'll have to fill the hoses up. Fill this up with coolant. Get in your car, start it, turn the heater on the thermostat setting. Thermostat setting will make it go through the heater core and cycle the whole cooling system. When you have heat, your system is cycled and all of the air should be out of it. But the other thing you can do is, if you do this, if this hose is really, really hot, your upper hose, and you touch your lower hose, this one or that one, be careful not to get into that pulley, but this one, if this one is scalding hot and those down there are ice cold, that means your thermostat is defective. That's what happened to me yesterday. I was hoping I just had an air pocket in it, and it literally, like I said, shot everything up. I'm pretty sure it messed up the paint up here. But anyways, I'm gonna fill this up with coolant, start it, and that's it. That's how easy it is to replace thermostat. It's like a 15-minute job.